Everybody, in this video we'll try to discuss Anuradha Nakshatra energy further. So basically Anuradha Nakshatra is a symbol of power and protection. The symbolism is a staff and it is also a regular thing used by our ancient rishis. They used to save the power of penance in the staff, and they never used it for attacking someone, but they used it as a defense mechanism, as a protector, right? So you can imagine the story of Vishwamitra and Vasistha. When Vishwamitra tried to use so many weapons and lot of brahmastra, like means a missile, even missiles, when Vishwamitra used all of them, Vasistha could be able to stop all of them by his staff alone. And another symbolism for Anuradha Nakshatra is a lotus. A lotus is very much pure. It is grown on muddy waters, right? And you can see Anuradha Nakshatra as some kind of troubles always running on, or at least, they have troubles running on, but still they are very pure, they are very, they feel comfortable even in that kind of troubles also. Just like a lotus, even it is in the area of muddy waters, it feels very, very systematic, it feels very pure, it brightens up its energy, right? So problems work as a kind of food for Anuradha energy. So Anuradha, basically the energy of Anuradha is nothing but the meaning is subsequent success, right? And Anuradha's deity is Mitra. So we will try to talk about Mitra. So Mitra is one of the 12 Adityas. Adityas are basically the solar deities. So Mitra rules Anuradha Nakshatra. So Anuradha people generally, they look at strangers as their friends. They have that feeling of friendship. Even they can do friendship with enemies also, right? That is the behavior of Anuradha Nakshatra. So the name Mitra, if you observe, it translates to a friend, basically. So it comes as no surprise that he is the solar deity related to friendships, good faith, and good cordiality. So you can believe Anuradha Nakshatra energy people, because they also believe you. They also believe you to an extent, of course, but Anuradha Nakshatra people are believable. That's what I want to tell you. So this particular solar deity Mitra, right? So his qualities infuse this particular nakshatra with light-heartedness, warmth, leadership, friendliness, helpfulness, and a generally optimistic view of life. So Anuradha energy natives always have some optimistic view of life. And one more thing is, learning is the main word that you can associate with Anuradha energy. So throughout their life, they want to learn something. Learning is the fundamental idea in Anuradha energy. And friendliness, lightheartedness, the leadership, also helpfulness, right? These are the friendliness is the main quality, of course. So Mitra's concern for friendship can be seen from the fact that he is never invoked alone, right? As one of the 12 Adityas, he never invoked alone, right? So he is always invoked along with either Varuna. Varuna is the ruling deity of course, Shatabhisha Nakshatra, or you can say Aryaman. Aryaman is another deity, you can say it's the deity of Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. So Mitra never try to invoke alone. He tries to uh, invoke either with Varuna, so the ruling deity of Shatabhisha, and Aryaman, the ruling deity of Uttara Falguni. And even Anuradha energy people have some. It's good if they see Anuradha energy people, if they have friends like Uttara Falguni energy people, or also Shatabhisha energy people. Even Anuradha energy people like to be friends with Uttara Falguni energy people and also Shatabhisha energy people, because we can see here, Mitra never invoke alone, invokes either with Varuna, that is Shatabhisha, or with Aryaman, that is Uttara Falguni. So Anuradha is most friendly with these two nakshatras, basically Shatabhisha and Uttara Falguni. They can get along very easily. Even Shatabhisha and Uttara Falguni also feel comfortable, with Anuradha energy people, right? So you can understand these three can be friends. So it's all the natural qualities usually associated with the sign Aquarius correlate to Mitra as well as Anuradha, because Aquarius energy is Saturn's energy and Saturn is the ruler of Anuradha. And Aquarius energy, you can find a similar energy, similar to Aquarius energy in Anuradha also, in terms of friendship, right? Especially. So, Anuradha lies in the 10th house for those born with Aquarius rising, right? If Aquarius is your ascendant, Aquarius rising in the sense, Aquarius is your ascendant, then automatically 10th house is obviously your Scorpio, right? 10th house is Scorpio. In the Scorpio, you can see Anuradha energy. So, 10th house energy of Aquarius ascendant consists of this Anuradha energy, right? So, under the guidance of Mitra, so what is 10th house? 10th house is your career, profession, your glory, your your guidance to an extent, you can say, because karma is basically guides you even. So, under the guidance of Mitra, sometimes you can understand even enemies can work together in order to achieve a goal, right? So, for Aquarius ascendant people having Anuradha Nakshatra planet, one of the planets in Anuradha is a kind of positive thing, but of course, you need to check which planet is actually lying there. So, basically, Mitra is a kind of positive energy. Totally, the deity is a positive energy deity. So, if you observe churning of the ocean, right, the story, uh, so you can clearly understand how, under the guidance of, you know, you can understand even enemies like gods and demons agree to work together for attaining, some of the greatest things, right? So under the guidance of Mitra, you can see this kind of things. Even enemies and enemies can work together under the guidance of Mitra. So Mitra is a pure symbolism of friendship. Mitra means friendship. So Anuradha is so concerned with learning and accumulation of knowledge also, right? So Saraswati, the goddess of learning, you can understand Anuradha is shown with the symbolism lotus, and Saraswati, Ma Saraswati always sits on lotus, the symbol of, right? It's a symbol of learning. The goddess of learning is Saraswati. So you can say this lotus is also associated with learning here, because Anuradha is very much interested in learning and accumulation of knowledge throughout their life. They want to learn something, they want to acquire some knowledge, right? So The musical prowess of this nakshatra is also very much noted because Ma Saraswati is good in music as well. So Saraswati always sits on a lotus. It is a symbol of Anuradha with a veena. So veena uh, is a stringed instrument to play music, right? Very beautiful music you can play with veena. So thereby, you can understand the music, learning, accumulation of knowledge, friendliness is all associated with Anuradha energy. So Anuradha means exploration. Another meaning of Anuradha is exploration. It's not only just subsequent success, means getting success in the later part of life, but of course, whether the person can get success in the later part of life or not, you can only judge by seeing a whole horoscope just by the presence of some Anuradha energy doesn't mean the person is going to get some good things in the later part of life, but the whole horoscope is to be checked. If the positive energy is present in the Anuradha Nakshatra, some positive planet, right, is present there, and if that particular planet's Antardasha is running on in the later part of life, and then no doubt the person is going to have a very beautiful second half of his life. So Anuradha also means exploration. So exploration is a very the exploration is not just like his the kind of Anuradha exploration is very beautiful. It's very joyful, you can say. It's a uh, it's a very good communication, right? Even when just imagine an Anuradha person is reading a book, so he's enjoying basically. He doesn't read just to read; he enjoys. He's actually having the feeling of joyfulness when Anuradha person is actually learning something, actually acquiring some knowledge, right? So Anuradha brings to life the hidden secrets of nature's functionings through establishing a bridge between different energies. You know, so Anuradha energy is basically it's a beautiful energy. Uh, it's a very disciplined and very systematic energy, you can say, for learning especially. So the communication. So Anuradha basically it is very much positive for the communication between all the extremes. It's a communication. They can communicate well to the young people. They can communicate well to the children. They can communicate well with the older people, right? So the communication is very good because basically they think everybody as their friends, everyone as their friends. So whether they are interacting with mature people or immature people, young people or older people, it doesn't matter. They interact very nicely, right? So Anuradha basically has the energy of enjoyment, right? Especially learning, while especially while communicating, they enjoy a lot. So they can communicate nicely with the more evolved people. They enjoy communicating with more evolved or less evolved. Uh, Different people, different races or different sections, right? Whatever. So Anuradha is a kind of universal solvent, you can say. They can gel with anybody, right? So most of Anuradha tendencies, the Anuradha tendency, if you observe, you can see a not orthodox, at the same time not very social, but at the same time they are good in both the things, right? So you can understand it is lying in the sign of Scorpio. A sign of Scorpio is a sign which questions and grows out of the social sensibilities. You know, uh, whatever social sensibilities you see in the sign of Libra. Libra is all about social sensibilities, right? So Scorpio is a kind of it is growing out of that, right? So if someone does something, you just imagine Vishakha energy while discussing Vishakha, they even try to do something out of the social norms and conditions, right? The same thing applies to Anuradha also to an extent, right? So that's why the Radha is still present there. Radha, even she, you can understand her story from the Vishakha energy video we made. So social norms and conditions, they can think out of that as well. They're not so orthodox, right? So Anuradha is a nakshatra of revolutionaries also, we can say. So they can rebel against the outdated ideas, outdated thinking, right? They can rebel against that. So they are not so orthodox. They can think properly, they can think reasonably. After all, they are the learning creatures, they are the knowledge acquiring creatures. So they can think, right, reasonably. So in the present days, if you observe, Anuradha is one of the nakshatras which has the ability to see through the reality, right? So Anuradha energy can comfortably exist in the present society because of their learning, their friendship, their power to defend, right, and the natural ability to protect themselves, right. In any kind of economic situation or political situation, any kind of social situations, they can exist, right, well. So Anuradha is open to all, but it doesn't mean that it is not. It's going to, uh, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't mean that it has the idea of discrimination, right? Idea of discrimination. So they can understand. We said they can communicate well with the less mature people and more mature people. It doesn't mean that they don't know the difference. They know the difference, but they enjoy communication. They enjoy learning. You know, they have that discrimination power as well, and at the same time, they can make others comfortable with their friendly approach. So you can understand uh, in the present day and age, where you can see almost all the nakshatra energies are utilized in a bad manner. You can see in the age of Kali, let us say we talk about good things of a nakshatra and bad things of a nakshatra. That you can see in the people, bad things are more reflected in the society. So the society is actually moving in an unhappiest path. Most of the people are not so happier compared to the earlier generations. If you observe, they are not enjoying the good fruits. They are not enjoying the good fruits. You can see anything from the food to the any kind of goods you're using. So much they are polluted a lot. So in the age of Kali, you generally think this particular every nakshatra energy is trying to behave in a negative uh, uh, way. So you can understand Anuradha is actually, uh, of course, it is also having that disadvantage, that is excessive openness. They don't mind even if you talk very open. They are very much open to any kind of discussion. That is the uh, main drawback with this nakshatra. And the kind of friendships, they are open to any kind of friendship, right? They don't actually feel very bad only because of the, maybe because of the some restricted social norms. they may feel uncomfortable, but they don't feel bad for open friendships and for open discussions. They are ready to discuss anything. They are open for everything. That kind of energy, that kind of negative energy is seen in Anuradha, right? That bounded. So there is no boundary for their talks, for their the unboundedness in the discussions. So they are open to discuss anything. They are open for friendship with anybody, right? So this is the negative thing that you can observe in the present age of Kali in Anuradha energy. So thanks for watching this video. In our next video, we'll try to explore Anuradha Nakshatra energy more. Thank you for watching this video.